All right, we are connected. Thursday morning. What a great day it is. Right on time and as expected. Looks like Donald J. Trump wants to take credit for another success in the markets with Bitcoin hitting $100,000 plus. And once again, I couldn't help myself. I had to post on the socials, I told you so. It was just a matter of time, but literally, it was really 48 hours since I initially made that quite obvious decision or choice or words or whatever. But anyway, I'm going to share my thoughts in reference to how everything is right on time. Nothing is by accident. Everything is intentional. And Donald J. Trump, to me, is more of what I always suspected him to be, a cover man, a front man, designed to help carry out the greatest monetary heist in human history. And what better way to do that with the biggest and greatest digital distraction ever invented by man at the same time the fiat dollar debt system is unraveling. But anyway, let's have some fun today. But anyway, welcome to the show. My name is Mike. Looking forward to connecting with you. As always, for those that are joining us, feel free to give you some thoughts, ideas, suggestions, whatever you guys want to touch on in the comment section. I do my best to try to connect with you guys and share my 2 cents on things. But I have maybe 7, 8, 9, 10 tabs open. I'm going to do my best to just try to share my opinion, put out more of a predictive forecasting as to what we can expect and how. Yeah, it's just yeah. I don't know what else to say. But anyway, it's going to be a good show, man. Looking forward to connecting as always. And the fact that he's taking credit for Bitcoin hitting 100,000 is comical. But then again, it fits his facade. It's just what he does. He loves to own things when it's of importance to the people. But then again, when it's exposed, hint, hint, to roll up your sleeve stuff, it's a bit different story. But then again, when politicians do what they do, you got to just look at them and laugh. But then again, stay in tune with the truth. And so we're going to do that today. So let's jump into it, man. And as always, for those who are plugged in, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell notification so that you are informed when we do go live and or repost it or whatever happens from these shows here. So definitely connect with us there. And also let me just make sure I get all my stuff out the way because I want to be on point. For those who might be new, never know who might be new, check in, subscribe, make sure you click the bell and the check mark or whatever it is in front of you so you'll be notified when something is put up. And for those who want to bless the channel, your boy's always in the business of being blessed by those who find value in what is being provided here. So if you were interested, want to see contribute to the channel here, donate to RTD. Links at the very bottom of this description here and to the methods that you can support the channel. As always, any help is helpful and needed to kind of put all this stuff together. And it shows your appreciation for time and effort done with this. So feel free to have at it if you guys like. Okay, so kind of what I want to start off with. I got so much stuff, man. I got to get this going because when I'm off air, it just flows smoothly. But when I get on air, I feel constrained by time. So I just want to get everything out and I always miss stuff, get stuff out of order because when the rants come, you just got to let it pour out. You can't hold it back. You got to unleash it. And so that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so let me get out of this, get into what I'm trying to get into. But before I do that, I always got to big up my people, man. Appreciate the support that I get from the channel. And so I definitely have to acknowledge the people who do that. So let's get into it. Let me move myself around a little bit here. Okay, so as you can see on the screen here, Colonials Metals Group. Got to definitely beg them up, man, for giving you guys a chance in the community to diversify, protect yourself outside of the digital distractions and all the swamponomics is what I'm going to call it. That's coming out of DC these days. Swamp, we're going to have Swamp 2.0. But anyway, as you can see on the screen here, colonialsmetalsgroup.com is a great way for people to basically diversify and to protect and preserve everything they worked hard for via gold and silver, which is something the current president and the incoming president won't talk about. So it's up to the alternative media to give you the truth. And that's what I'm going to do. So if you're interested in finding out more, information is right here. colonialsmetalsgroup.com/RTD. Links in the description, or call this number and speak with the experts, the professionals on how to take advantage of a self-directed IRA for those who have interest. If you have your entire life savings in bonds and stocks, I'm about to talk about stocks in a minute, definitely consider taking some chips off the table or do whatever you want to do. This is not financial advice. This is just monetary common sense that everything always goes back to gold and silver. And that's why they're doing their best to make sure gold and silver stay stagnant or is no longer in the people's psyche. So if you're interested, fill out this form here, and then you'll get a chance to get this little PDF here, and then also have a chance to speak with the experts, ask questions, and find out if taking advantage of this opportunity is something good for you with the self-directed IRA. Links in the description. Check them out if you guys are interested. And then also, for those who want to be a blessing to the channel and support via the merchandise, as you can see on the screen here, the Get Your Weight Up t-shirts is available for those who would like to rep the brand, as well as the mantra of Get Your Weight Up. And so as you can see on the screen here, good opportunity here. We got the white and black, and we got the ladies as well. So if you're interested, consider going to Rethinking the Dollar. Scroll to the top, click on merchandise, and you can grab yourself one there as well. So working on some other things as well to get an opportunity for you guys to participate with the message and everything in between. So consider doing that. And also want to make sure I continue to remind people the most affordable, cheapest gold available on the market, that is a way to protect and preserve everything you can within your hands, is all around me right here. Here we have some of the latest batch to the edition. We got the half, 1, 2, and the 5 added to the mix. And on top of that, there's also, let me get myself together here. There's also some different versions as well, some higher denomination ones. Let me get out of this so you guys can see what I see. Let me give you some here. So yeah, we got the 50 and the 100 note that's available as well for those that want to really get their weight up. And literally, if for those who have them, the notes, you can tell the difference in the weight. So from the smaller notes to the biggest note, which used to be the 50, you can actually feel the weight in the note. And that's another thing there. So anyway, if you guys are interested, feel free to do that. You can go here on the screen. I'll make sure I put it there for you guys. Go to buygoldnotes.com. Links in the description. Check it out. Get your weight up via physical gold if you so see fit to do that for yourself. And then last year, I got to continue to remind people of the importance of diversifying. And for those who are interested in joining the silver team, man, lots of opportunity to dollar cost average into silver and be able to protect and preserve everything you worked hard for, and join the community. And join the community, man. That's the biggest thing here. So as you can see on the screen here, let me get rid of this so you can see this. This is just some information here for those that have participated. And so you have a chance literally to accumulate silver and then collect it in a little neat little cute little box here. And as you see, people have been participating. And so if you're interested in getting your weight up, definitely consider doing that. Information is on the screen here. As you can see, it's scrolling across the bottom. So that's just a way to protect yourself. That's all. Protect yourself amongst all this digital distractions and everything else, and go from there. Anyway, okay, so with that out the way, let's get into it, man. Let's waste no time. So yeah, I posted, let me actually grab it. I posted on Twitter, and I posted in the Telegram as well. And let me bring it on the screen here so you guys can see what I see here. And I'll give it to you straight with no chaser. All right, so here, had to post this about an hour ago, man. I told you so. I don't really like, I don't really like, going like that. But when it's so obvious, it's hard to not mention. And what I mean by that is, just look at what's at stake. Look at what's at stake for the global monetary system. The central bankers, the banksters, Wall Street, the globalists, whoever you want to call them, they are in need of the greatest and biggest distraction to capture people's attention because of what's at stake. And so Bitcoin fits that to the T. And that was the whole reason it was created by the NSA and the government, in my opinion. And I'm going to stick with that. And so for those who are able to get in, get out, sure, it can do you well. But at the end of the day, the way that Bitcoin is being set up by Michael Saylors and the Novograds is buy it, hold it, never get rid of it. Sit on it and give it to your grandkids. And so what that does, it allows all this capital to come in. And for the sheer fact of it always appreciating in dollar terms, who would ever look to get rid of Bitcoin? Unless you're like a trader or something like that. But most people bought whole. And that's the way to keep this system alive. Because if everybody putting in and never exiting, that just gives them more time to do what they got to do. And other stuff they're building on top of this, I'm going to talk about in a moment. But real sweet and simple, I had to put this out here. As you can see here, I told you, well, MAGA wealth effect, Trump will say anything to keep your eyes off the dollar decline. And then I had to start off with this here. So here, as you can see what I'm referring to, this is the infamous tweet that will go down in history. It says here, congratulations, Bitcoiners. Congratulations, Bitcoiners. 100,000. You're welcome. Together, we will make America great again. So first thing is I'm like, hold on. What does Bitcoin have to do with making America great again? And it's a 15-year-old technology. Other than the fact it's what is preferred, is what is chosen to be the focal point. I understand that. He got to do what he got to do. Everybody got a job. Everybody got to answer to somebody. And so once again, so is this his way of saying, like, so literally when the incoming president tells with a tweet or X or post or truth, whatever, that this is a part of making America great again, you better believe every retiree, every mom and pop that really voted for him, every 80, 90, 100 million people who like, man, like, we need to get in this. This is a part of making America great again. So literally, it's 101,000 right now, up to 103. It's about to pump like never before. And so I remember mentioning this, and I might show you in a minute, how it's so obvious that this has to go on in perpetuity because it's about capturing all the liquidity that's present and what's coming. So this is a sponge designed to suck in all fiat. And it gives the illusion of you're getting wealthy. But once again, if you're never incentivized to sell it, then what really are you gaining? So keep that in mind. But congratulations, Bitcoiners. And so this is just, the perfect time where I want to play my little, play my little tunes. Let me say, give me a second here. This is what it's all about, people. Let me share this with you. This is perfect.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
If this not why you're here. Oh man, this is lovely. Okay, let's keep it moving. Oh man, I love it. Okay, so what am I talking about? Let's get into it, man. So we ain't seen nothing yet is my whole point. Trump, he has a job to do. He has to give the illusion of making America great again. And if America being great again has to do with the illusion of wealth and prosperity, first and foremost, over the actual preservation of purchasing power within our own currency, then he's doing a hell of a good job. But he's not even president yet. Just be patient. It's coming. It's coming. Okay. All right. Where else want to go? Okay. So let me share something with you. This is and just to let you know how set up everything is and how staged everything is. This is what you will not see. And bookmark this, quote it, screen capture it, send this to your grandparents and tell them to save it for you because this is fact. Watch this. This is what you will not see. You will not see this ever tweeted from Donald Trump. You can put something on this. Congratulations, gold bugs. 3,000. You're welcome. Together, we will make America great again. You will never, ever hear him congratulate himself for taking us back to where America would be great again because we will be on sound monetary ground. So right now, I'm about to screen capture this one. Give me a second. I got to screen capture this one so I can share it on the socials. So I can post this and say, you ain't gonna never see this. Why? Because this guy's a swamp creature, man, to the T, disguised as a patriot. Come on now. Okay, so I don't want to sit here and bash and all that stuff like that. It's pointless. But let me get into some things here that is important because I'm going to give you more information as to what's really going on here. And so also, let me just acknowledge a couple people. I'm sorry, because I did post this on. So let me give me a second here. Let me shoot. Got too much stuff going on here. Give me 1 second here. But give me 1 second. Okay. So, because what I want to do is basically just highlight something. Okay. So I want to acknowledge a couple people. So I did post this on the social on YouTube. And so I want to acknowledge a couple people because I share the same sentiment that I did just on Twitter. But I want to acknowledge a couple people had some comments. So let me big you up real quick for commenting because a lot of most people prefer to remain quiet and behind the scenes, and they don't want to put themselves out there, and I respect that. But then there's some that just can't help but let it out as well. So let me just share with you a couple of things that people put out here on the Twitter, on the X. And so let me go back here. So I'm also going to talk about this video here. because this is a video I did that gave a obvious forecast that is definitely coming true. I can pretty much count on that one. So anyway, let me get my screen together so you guys see what I see here. Okay, so as you can see here, just some big shout outs to 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗟𝗪. It says, I will stick with the tulip bulbs. I will stick with the tulip bulbs. If the market crashes, I can still grow flowers for the pretty girls. Okay. And then I got from Randy R. Anthony. R. Anthony says, you called this one. It just came way sooner than you thought. And it says, LOL is not backed by anything. And then somebody says, not one only thing backed by anything is truth, backed by the word of God, 100%. So nostalgic said as back to anything that R. Anthony said, you call this one. Okay, so what exactly is I'm sure he's referring to is literally, what was it? Let me see. Let me go ahead and just go back and look in the archives real quick. That's not too hard to find because this was literally a couple days ago. Let me give me 1 second here. Let me find the video that I referenced. I want to go to the point. Go actually to the moment where I mentioned it. So literally, I'm not sure, I got to always speak as if like everything is new because I don't know who's watching from where and who's from where. But literally, let me grab this one. So in my video that I did the other day, let me grab this one here. Let me see if I can find the location right here. So here we go. So this is the video that he's referring to. So literally within this video here, this is Trump's crypto stimulus. Literally, I did this. What was it? It wasn't even 48 hours ago. I'm sitting there with my phone in my hand, and I'm like, watch, we're going to see a time where he's going to say, all right, look at your portfolios. Look at what I've done. This is what I've done. This is, what I'm saying. And sure enough, 24 hours later, this guy decides to own 100,000 Bitcoin. So anyway, funny, but lots of comments there, man. I appreciate you guys for leaving feedback as always. I try to get to it. So as always, drop comments, man. Leave the comments and let's get some dialogue going back and forth. But once again, I was 24 hours after the fact, spot on with that little call there. And here's my next call. So here is a video I did. This video I did here 2 years ago. Got 1,600 views. And what it does, or not what it does, give me a second here. What this video talks about is it was talking about crypto winter. So at the time this video came out, crypto wasn't doing too good. And so it wasn't doing too good. But I'm like, man, what do you like? I'm like, calm down. I'm like, because I respond to this time. This was when I was really active talking to the crypto community. And I'm like, dude, just be patient. I'm like, Bitcoin has to succeed or else the reset, they can't have a reset. The only way they can have a reset is if Bitcoin is successful, because Bitcoin is a digital distraction that needs to capture people's attention in order to convince them to head in that direction. Because if Bitcoin failed today, who in their right mind will going to be willing to accept a digital stablecoin dollar or a CBDC in 2 years from now when Trump announces it as a part of a problem that our world faces? CBDC is going to be the solution. And who's going to accept it if Bitcoin is not doing well? Nobody. So they need Bitcoin to succeed. It's obvious. So I'm like, okay, so when this video came out, give me a second. When this video came out, when I made this video 2 years ago, and it's called Crypto Winter. Crypto, one of the top 5 most serious issues facing the crypto community. And so I got about 1,600 and got some little participation there. So this video here, YouTube censored it to the up the wazoo, because at this same moment, there was a crypto winter, meaning that things weren't looking good. And I'm telling people in this video, Bitcoin, as you can see on the screen here, it says Bitcoin will hit $1 million before 2030, in my opinion. And I'm like, so right now we're 1/10 of the way away. And I'm like, dude, it's guaranteed. Like, I could bet, if I was a betting man, I could put anything on it. Why? Because once again, the government needs it. So there's no ceiling to how high I can go, because there's no floor to how low the dollar can go. Anyway, so, and at that time, so my point is, the reason I brought this up, because somebody in the comment was like, Mike, what do you say here? So here we go right here. It says, Mike, this is 2 years ago. Mike, I'm confused. Is this your opinion or are you reading somebody else's piece? Bitcoin worth $1 million? Question mark, question mark, question mark. And this is when Bitcoin was like, 20,000, 30,000. It was somewhere it was stupid. It was like, and I'm like, dude, just be patient. You know what I'm saying? Like, just be patient. This is everything is planned. Everything's been scripted. Come on now. Like, don't just don't act surprised. Think of the worst case scenarios and then reel it back in, and you're still closer to truth than you are if you sit here and listen to Trump or any of these mainstream pundits give you this crap. Okay. I'm getting carried away. Forgive me. But that's just another little I told you so, whatever. We're 1/10 of the way away. It's going to be there. But here's the problem with that. If it goes to $1 million, the average person who bought in early, who unless you're sitting on a large stash, you're not going to sell none. And if you're in the working class and you were able to get in during this pump, you're looking at it as a life saving / a lifeboat to financial freedom. So you're damn sure not going to get rid of it. And you might lease it, you might lend against it, you might But once again, the whole trick is they're telling you don't never get rid of it. Michael Saylor said never get rid of it. He said that he's not going to spend it. He's going to give away his key. He's going to throw away his keys so that it'll do humanity a favor because his stack will never be able to be spent. So it's just whatever. Okay. I got more. Man, I got so much stuff I want to get off my chest. Okay. So, like I mentioned, we'll never see congratulations gold bugs from Donald Trump. He won't talk about gold and silver like in a beneficial way of really making America great again. So you won't see this. So just forget gold and silver for now. Literally in 2025, this is my recommendation. If you're a gold bug, silver enthusiast, whatever you consider yourself, just consider it a blessing that Trump is working on behalf of the industry to pump digits so that if you know that the digits are going to pump, if you're front running the digits and they suppress the metals, you'll be able to get more metals as insurance against the currency. And the insurance also can help insure you against the digital nothings that will be exposed at the latter part of this decade. So it's like a cyclical nature of like using the problems that they are creating as leverage for yourself to get more of the things that's been tried, true, and tested forever. This is just a financial and monetary, opinion here. That's it. And that's why this is exciting to me because I've been talking this stuff for years now, and it's like it's here. And for me, being a speculator, thank God I've been able to position myself in certain things to where if it goes up, it goes down, I'm excited because I get to go along for a hell of a ride. This is a once in a lifetime ride that not many people can say they can, be a part of. And that's the part that's exciting. Okay. Let me keep it moving. Okay. So what is this all about? Just, this is not that I told you so, but expect more of the same thing and over again. Why? Let me just share something with you. Okay. So right now, this is just look at the figures. Let's look at some figures. And so right now, this is what we got. This is what I got on my screen here. This is what we're looking at. Bitcoin right now Bitcoin is we're at 101. Got up to 103 and took a cooling off, markets, profit, whatever. So within the last year, it's up 134%. That's pretty big number. So right, if from a strategic speculation standpoint, for my people to speculate, you've done good in dollar terms. But once again, these gains are only good as what you do with them if you exit. So if you ain't exited yet, it's still digits on the screen that look good. So keep that in mind. But once again, as of the last month, 45%, and this is the chosen. So Bitcoin is the swamp's chosen child. Like Eddie Murphy movie, The Golden Child. This is the swamp's chosen child. Just look at how it was framed. The narrative shifted. Roger Ver facing 100 years in jail because he wrote a book that came out that caused people to question some things, got a lot of people's attention, and now my man is facing 100 years potentially for just exposing the corruption in the system. Okay. If Roger Ver kept his mouth shut and wouldn't have been trying to be a patriot or a libertarian in reference to trying to free people from the captured globalist deep state coin, okay, he wouldn't be in trouble right now, hands down. Okay, but another thing is this let me share a little nugget with you. I have, but I haven't. But let me let you into a little nugget for those who strategically speculate. Okay, so if Bitcoin is the chosen golden child, it is the preferred because it's the genesis. And right now, market cap's $2 trillion. That's big. It's going to go to $10 trillion, with it before Trump leaves. If he gets in and if Trump has a successful run, he'll make sure Bitcoin gets to 10 trillion. Okay, sure. But once again, it's gains on paper unless you actually get out and use it. Okay. But here's something that's disruptive that people don't really know about or consider. So I'll tell you about it. I'll tell you a strategy. I'll let you in on a little secret here. So on the screen here is what I call my Bitcoin strategic portfolio. And so here it is Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin SV, and Bitcoin Gold. The 4 Bitcoins. And some people might say, Mike, stay away from the crap coins, stay away from the. See, here's the problem with people who think like that. Those are maximalists. Those people are toxic in nature. They are part of the brainwashed. And I can speak this not in an evil way, but literally, if you indoctrinate yourself over and over and over again with the same narratives that have been sold to you, then you take on that ideology. You take on the propaganda of somebody and someone from a much bigger perspective that has convinced you that that's truth. So you go around spilling things such as there's only one, there can only be one, everything else is a crap coin. Or I'm drawing a blank. But my whole point is, if you look at, just follow the numbers. Bitcoin is not the best performing Bitcoin. Out of these 4 coins on the screen here, these 4 make up similar software, similar nature, similar scarcity, and similar future because of the scarcity of all 4 of these only having 21 million each, and the fact that they're labeled as Bitcoin. So therefore, just like the AI boom that took place 2 years ago, a year ago, whatever, where anything that was labeled AI shot up in value through sheer simulation and name. I'm losing my words, whatever. But you get my point. So, point of case is, once one Bitcoin, the Genesis go up, all 4 of them go up. It's just how it's going to go. And the best performing Bitcoin on the screen is not even the one with the most market cap. It's the one with the smallest. And how do I know? Because I've been tracking this. So as of right now, I'm not going to go into great detail, but just, take my word for it. Bitcoin Gold, which is a coin that has no activity whatsoever, but it still continues to produce blocks every 10 minutes like the other Bitcoins have. And it's still something that has a community and people use it. It may not be utilized, but it's something that people hold. So therefore, our sheer speculation is going to appreciate in price. So as of right now, Bitcoin is outperforming. Bitcoin Gold is outperforming all the other 3 Bitcoin. Bitcoin SV is performing in certain metrics. So point of case is, there's 4 types of Bitcoins that people should consider if you're going to be a Bitcoin speculator, because most people can't afford a Bitcoin BTC, but everybody can afford something beneath that. And once again, where one goes, all goes. So, and the bottom 3 are more likely something that you'll be willing to get out of and not hold on to it for dear life out of fear of never wanting to miss out on gains. So those are just some strategies. Once again, but it goes a lot deeper than that, but this just for the sake of the video and everything, I'll keep it short. Okay, so keep it moving. Now, I said all that. That's just crypto talk. Why I say all that? Because Trump is doing what he's supposed to do. I'm not surprised. I told you about it. But else, let me tell you what else you may not know. Okay. So here is an article here that is something that we won't hear about from this administration. But then again, it's going to be obvious to look at the numbers. Here we go. Article says, let me get myself out of the way a little bit. Article says gold will flourish under Trump next year, CIBC analyst predicts. Once again, it doesn't take much to realize that given the destruction of fiat and the debt system and the credit markets and sovereign debt crises that's going to come, that gold will do what it does naturally. Gold doesn't respond. It just is a metric that, I guess, evaluates the success or failure of fiat. So when fiat is succeeding in reference to what it was created to do for governments, gold is low. When fiat is failing, meaning that governments are getting out of control, the debt burden is too high, people will run to gold, and gold actually appreciates in those same failing fiat notes. That's what we're witnessing now. So anyway, this is an interesting little read here, short, but I thought these gold coins were spot on because once again, like these are legendary coins, like 4955 gold. Like if you want to bet on Trump, you get one of these. This would be the closest thing that Trump puts in your pocket as far as purchasing power, hands down. because even Bitcoin is not purchasing power, it's buying power. Because if you don't spend it, you can't purchase anything. But it looks like you're able to buy more things because the numbers are going up. Anyway, okay, so let me just give you a short little. So we got 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗓𝗓, and this was posted the day after Trump won. I saw this. I meant to make a video, but I didn't. But well-respected analyst, and he's just looking at forecasting trends. It says gold rose 67% from 1,200 to 2,000 during Trump's first term. And we know how disruptive he was of the global economy, globalization, trying to shrink down, make things great, bring jobs home, whatever. Things that was very positive on the surface. I'll give him that. But then again, you got to think about everybody has their limitations. So was he allowed to do that as a part of the boundaries in which he has to stay within in order to pull off this reset? Because mind you, at the end of the day, when we look back in history books, whatever we are looking like in the world, whatever the world looks like at that point in the future that we're looking back from, we're going to look and see his trail or his legacy. And so far, majority of the things that I focus on, he's been successful at helping, the powers that be, the spirit of the Antichrist. He's been more helpful there, in my opinion, than he has been towards taking us towards Yeshua, the Messiah. But once again, I don't give him. I know he never claimed or professed to be, prophetic and, a follower of Jesus Christ. So I don't really hold that against him. But he's working for somebody. Okay, so that was kind of mean. Forgive me. But it says gold rose 67% to 1,200 at 2,000, whatever, from first term. It says annualized. That was a 14% per year return on those who held gold. And so that was something that was a positive from Trump's first presidency that he didn't intend to do, but it was just by accident because the world recognizes that he is somewhat of a disruptor. If you have any uncertainty, you just run to safety, take out an insurance policy on your currencies. And so this is what's forecasted. 4,500 ounces of gold in 2028 seems very reasonable. And this is just him basically doing the same math, 14% annually per year to Trump's last term, puts it to 4,500. And that's barring any unforeseen events or disruptions, collapses, or whatever. So that's just a safe way of looking at it based upon the numbers. So that's why he's saying that at the end of the day, gold will flourish under Trump's next year because that 14% continues to go. So, okay, so hint, you know where you want to be at, you know where he's not going to talk about. And then it just gives some more information here or whatever. But anyway, get the point there. And so how important is gold? Gold is very important. Even Trump knows that. How so? Because Trump in 2016, let me share something with you. And this is something you may not have seen before. So pay attention to this. And this is why you should subscribe right now. Click the bell notification, show some love, comment right now, and definitely hit that thumbs up button because this is what I'm about to share next is going to be like, woo. Okay, so let me share a little audio with you.
There is something very nice about the concept of that. It would be very, very hard to do at this point. And one of
All right, forgive me. Let me start the
the
video over.
problems is we don't have the gold. Other places.
Can you envision a scenario that this country ever goes back to the gold standard?
There's something very nice about having something solid. We used to have a very, very solid country because it was based on a gold standard. We don't have that anymore. There is something very nice about the concept of that. It would be very, very hard to do at this point. And one of the problems is we don't have the gold. Other places have.
Okay, so Trump said in 2016 on 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗪 out of New Hampshire, during one of the talk points, the host asked him, what is the probability of going back to a gold standard? And this is before president. This is candidate Trump. So this is when he was out here really talking about, we're going to, crooked Hillary, we're going to jail her. All that stuff he talked about, the soul people. Oh, yeah, vote for him. That guy. So anyway, during that talk there, he talked about gold. Gold would be a great idea. We used to be on a gold standard. It'd be good to bring gold back in. But then he said, that'd be hard to do now. Why? Because we don't have the gold. The gold is somewhere else. And so this is him before he actually was in the office and actually able to look at the books and see what we have, what we don't have. But the billionaire, real estate mogul, gold bug himself. I got video I showed before him. He's a gold bug himself personally. Barron, his son, and all the Trump empire, they got gold. They got vaults. Trump got gold. But then again, he won't talk about gold because everybody knows the limitations. But point of case is, this is him in 2016 saying that the gold is gone. And it's good to say the gold is not really good because it ain't really there or it's not meant to be utilized. We know it's not part of the system. So the fact that he's talking about putting a treasurer into office that has a gold pass, he also, that treasurer he's referring to, worked for Soros. And so he was trained by Soros. He's a pupil of Soros. He's a disciple of Soros. So it's good to say that by him hiring all these people that are somewhat tainted, compromised, in my opinion, people shouldn't be sitting around hoping for some type of sound monetary practices, meaning that the digital revolution will continue. And like I said from previous rants, let's watch and see what executive orders he creates or cancels. Because if you don't cancel Biden's CBDC executive order, we know what he's going to use when it's time to use it. And so that video there, hopefully you guys were able to hear it, where he talked about literally the gold ain't there. I would hold him to that. He knows more than he knew then, but once again, he ain't mentioned gold since. So he obviously got instructions not to talk about gold. And literally, we're going to need it if there is there. But then again, we know it won't be a part of the solution because it's going to go digital. And then last, let me just share something with you. I did a video on this, but I'll just hint at it. But from 𝗙𝗘𝗗𝗟𝗢𝗪, who I've had on the show before, he gave some interesting data. And so I'll show you, let me get on the screen here if I can. I'll show you what I'm referring to here. So let me go back here. So on the screen here, as you can see, this is 𝗙𝗙𝗗𝗟𝗢𝗪, and he's talking about inflation, that second wave. He even throws out the idea of a third wave. So there's a third wave in his estimate. So talking about PCE, this is from November, around the time Trump came in office. So he talks about history suggests we might be witnessing the start of a second inflationary wave. What makes the situation unique is the Fed's limited capacity to combat the next wave, as raising rates further could exacerbate the government's already heavy debt burden. So not only are they still dropping rates, but inflation has never been tamed. So that's a problem. So Trump is going to have to deal with this. You better believe. And how will he deal with this? He's going to have Jerome Powell cut like never before. We're going to go ZERP, and they're going to increase the monetary base like never before to counter the same thing that is the problem. They're going to put jet engine fuel on a fire. Not regular gasoline. They're going to put jet engine fuel on the fire. I don't know what's going to happen, but it ain't going to be pretty. They're not going to put it out. And this comes from this little right here. This is the visual aid that I want to show you. And so what caught me by surprise, what shocked me was like, Tavi's a very knowledgeable dude. He does great work. And so the first wave to the left of the screen right here, this first wave is what we experienced. So this took place back in, as it says here, 67, 68, 69. This is that 9% we saw 2 years ago. This is what he's comparing it to. So when it peaked out at 9.1, whatever it was on the CPI figures from the government, we knew it was 17, 18, whatever. But they were able to, through QT, get it down, last 2 years. And he's saying, you're here. So, like, literally, look where we're at now. Like, we're literally at the turn, like, last month's figures turned up. We turned up. And so, with that being the case, look at what's above my head right now. Is this the second wave that he's talking about is coming? Look how high this wave is. So if this was 9 if over here was 9% inflation according to their metrics, what in the world is this going to be at the top of the screen here? How crazy will this be? This is the second wave. But then if you look over here, there's a third wave. And I'm like, what the hell is this? I wasn't talking about third waves. So he's talking about a third wave. And this is all in comparison to the decades past. So 69, 70, we have 74, 75, and then we have 80, 81. So within that 10-year decade of waves. He's comparing that to what we're going to experience now. And if that is anywhere near true, this 10-year period from 22 peak to, would it be, let me see. So time-wise, let's just look real quick. So 70 to 75. So that's 5 years. So just say if the second wave really hits in 25, 26, 2022, 2025, 2026, that's the second wave. And then if this chart, if the metrics line up from 50 years ago to today, because of all the monetary base and the debt and everything else globally, he's saying that third wave could hit 2029, 2030. And what would the world look like then? So with all that being said, count your blessings for today. Thank Elohim for all that you have and all that's coming your way, because Lord knows we need help. We need the blessing. But anyway, this is just what's happening. Thought I would take a minute to share with you what's going on. Trump taking ownership of Bitcoin. But then again, the higher it climbs, the more ownership he's going to take. We all know that it was going to go that way regardless. He is a catalyst that helps speed it up with all the rumors of his party and the crypto council. And here's the thing. Here's one thing that people don't consider. Whenever the government gets involved in something, it always goes to the tankers. So once the government starts the Bitcoin strategic reserves and they take on Bitcoin now to where now it is an asset for them, who do you think they're going to put in charge of the consensus model when it's time to make software adjustments within the next 2 years because of what's coming? You know what's coming. I can tell you, but I'll spoil it for you. But believe me, we're going to have more to talk about. Well, anyway, good people, be blessed, be safe. As always, if you want to connect, be a blessing, whatever, all the information is in the description. Protect and preserve everything you worked hard for, and pray to the good God above that he spares us and continues to pour grace and mercy upon us. We need it. In Jesus' name. All right, good people, be blessed. Shalom.